We are on hole number 10 at the quarry, and we're joined by Jared Finch, who is our Director of Agronomy here at Giants Ridge. And Jared and the Agronomy Department are in the middle of renovating some of the bunkers here on both the Legend and the Quarry. And Jared, is this the first bunker that has been redone at the Quarry golf course?
Yes, we're in the middle of the first one. We plan on doing 9 more, which would be a total of 6 holes down here. There's not nearly the bunkers of the Legend. We have 22 up at the Legend that are fully completed, but there's a total of 57, so got a ways to go up there as well.
And is the goal over the next few years to renovate 100% of the bunkers at both courses?
Yeah, it's kind of a 5-year plan. The bunker sizes are pretty large at the Legend, so it'll take a little longer to complete those. But down here, we can move through these bunkers a lot quicker. The soil type and below the liner is pretty good. The drainage is all in pretty good shape, so we don't have a lot of redo to do on those.
Okay, take me through the steps from start to finish in renovating a bunker.
What we do is we come in and we pull out all the old sand and haul it out. We hand shovel every bit of that. It takes this bunker here took 6 guys 5 days to do. And then they pull out the old liner. All the quarry bunkers were originally lined. The fabric that was used back then was just a geotextile liner that didn't drain very well, so we're in the process of putting in new liner that drains a little better. So that takes 5 days to do a bunker this size, which is rather large. And then we'll come in. We've been at lining this one right now for about 6 hours with 4 guys, and it's moving along pretty quick. We should be halfway done here in a little bit, and then finish the upper half tomorrow.
So it's removing all the old sand first,
yep.
And then you check the drainage to see if there's anything that needs correcting with the drainage.
Yeah, if we need to add, we'll add, but this one here was in good shape, so we were able to go right to liner.
Okay, and you talked about how you pull out the old bunkers that on the quarry were installed almost a decade ago.
Yeah.
And so has the technology changed as far as the new, between then and now, the new bunker liners that you're using today?
Yeah, liners have, it's such a new product, meaning 15 to 20 years old. So each year there's something better coming down, but otherwise it hasn't changed a ton, but the liner helps keep it from getting contaminated again. And
this bunker is permeable, so
yeah.
It can drain and water can move through it.
Yeah, a lot of the times with the wrong sand and the wrong liner, that can work into the liner and almost make it impermeable to the point where you run your irrigation system at night and you got standing water in the bunkers.
Okay, and then the third step then after you get the liner down is just to we see these big piles of sand here, and do you rake this by hand then to spread it out?
We'll hand shovel a lot of this out into the spots, and then we'll check the depth, make sure it's at 6 inches all the way around.
Okay.
Usually try to put 4 in the face so that hopefully when somebody hits a shot in, that they're not getting a side hill lie, that the ball will roll right to the bottom where there's about 6 inches. So we'll keep the faces at 4, and that way you get a nice level lie when you hit out of it.
Okay, and the type of sand that you're using today, can you tell us about it? And do golf courses have different kinds of sand, or is there pretty much a standard, or what kind of sand are you using here today?
We're using Best Signature sand. It comes out of Ohio. It's some of the best sand in the market. It's real coarse in texture.
Okay.
And it'll prevent for what they call a fried egg lie. That's a lot of bunkers you get. The sand's just so fine. The bunker, when your shot comes into the bunker, it splashes and then creates like a fried egg appearance to the lie, and it makes it for a tough bunker shot. This stuff stays real firm, so you really only have a 1/2 inch of loose sand there to make for ideal playing condition.
Okay, and what about after it rains? Does this sand withhold pretty well after a rain?
Yeah, that's the other nice thing. It's so coarse that it'll stay in the faces. So anytime we get an inch of rain, we don't have to come back out and do more work. And versus the kind of the original sand that we have, and then there's a lot of other bunker sands that are just too fine, and then they're round sands as well, and they just wash right down the faces, so you end up spending a lot of man hours every time it rains.
Okay.
And this year would have been a lot of man hours.
Okay, yeah, we did get a lot of rain early on here, and even last week with what's going on in Duluth. Well, the course is looking great, Jared, and this is so interesting to see, and thanks for sharing this process with us.
Yep.
Have a good day.